What's going on? What's going on? Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see who we got here. Trying to start on time, so y'all bear with me. Let me. I like to use my phone, and yes, many people have asked me to talk about this topic: healing your teeth naturally, homemade toothpaste, and more. I've had some crazy experiences with teeth issues, so let me tell you, I can tell you from direct experience. Yeah, I made that thumbnail. I used some what is it? Some tool software and made that thumbnail. What's going on, Marcy T, Takariga Styles, Nadia, Amy K, Schwan84, Flatline. What's going on, Matt Mittens? Guys, watching this flat Earth. I appreciate you all being here. Let me get something to drink before we get started. What's going on, Uncle Paranoia, Shazam? I'm sitting here looking at my screen. So I'm gonna give it a little minute while we wait for people to come on. I don't even know what I want to play, y'all. I'm just gonna play some, I don't know, some noise right now. That's not okay. That's what I wanted to play. See, I'm gonna teach y'all while we waiting for some people to get in here. I've been playing my scales, right? So if I want to play an intro for Melodies from Heaven, I might go. Let me see. I don't know. Let's see. Just messing around. What's going on? Let's get started. Joe Potter, what's going on? Lakeisha Nash, what's going on? KE, what's going on? Appreciate everyone, man. This is a great topic. Much needed to, many people have issues with the teeth. And so I'm going to try something different. I wrote some things down on the notepad. So let me see if I can pull this up. All right, let me know if you all can see this clearly. I try something different here. All right, so I want to start with this, and let me see if I can pull it up for myself. I don't even want to mess with it. All right, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second as I get it together. All right. So when you're dealing with the mouth, you have to have a holistic approach to mouth health. And when I mean holistic, you have to look at the whole body. Don't focus on after you start having the after effects and the consequences of not eating right, of eating all the wrong foods, of not, having proper dental hygiene. So I want to go through a few things here. What's going on, J Love? Rampant Mantis, what's going on? Erica L. Okay, everybody can see. Great. So the first thing I want to tell you when you're dealing with your teeth is, what are you eating? And I'm going to talk about how the intentional sabotage of our health and nutritional standards, is lock in step with big pharma, with orthodontic surgeons. Look at how much it costs to go to the dentist. Look at how much money they make from people being unaware of their body's natural healing processes and our personal responsibility to eat, lifestyle, etc. There's a lot of money to be made. Keeping people weak is how you build dependency. If you look at the thumbnail, they need repeat customer. I get you may crack your teeth. People have been in accidents. They had needed emergency issues. We're not talking about issues beyond your control. We're talking about things that you can control. And even those type of issues, if you maintain proper health, nutrition, yes, some instances you may need to remove something or do some kind of repair, but those are extreme, rare cases. But why is it that it's normalized that people just need to get root canals, fillings, even the process of what they call scraping the teeth? I understand they want to get calculus and tartar off, but let me tell you, they're actually scraping away your enamel as they try to get rid of that calculus and tartar, because people don't understand how to create a daily regimen that could just remove you ever needing that to happen and risk having them scrape off your enamel. So, what's going on, MC Peculiar? Welcome. So, what are you eating? Why are refined sugars and processed foods so bad? Now, they want to tell you the word, they want to use the word bacteria, they want to use all these other words, but let's just call it microbiome, right? Because the reason it's microbiome or microorganisms or your microbiome is because it responds and it changes nature according to the environment or the terrain of your body. So let me explain. When your body is in a state of toxicity or cell death, something is compromising your health systems, your body, causing cell tissue death and stopping your body's ability to detox. The microbes in your body, they're called pleomorphic. That means they change function, nature, form to do whatever they have to do. Normally, they maintain homeostasis. They help produce vitamins and enzymes and a whole bunch of things. But when your terrain is bad, they become a problem. And a refined sugar and a bad diet feeds them. And this is why so many people have candida. And they create these microorganisms that basically are acids, and they break down your teeth. They cause cavities and all these things. If you go to places where people eat real food, nutritionally dense food grown in good soils, they don't have these teeth problems. They don't even have an abundance of food, but the food they do eat, they have good teeth. They don't need issue. They don't have wisdom teeth issues. And I'm going to talk about wisdom teeth as well, because most people have to get their wisdom teeth removed, or your dentist says they're impacted, or there's not enough space because of nutritional deficiencies throughout. When they give you these injections at birth, during your childhood, to matriculate into their institutions, they're stunting your skeletal maturation process. So basically, your jaw does not mature and extend to the full potential to fit all of your teeth in. They wanted to sell you this lie of some evolution that you're losing the desire and need for your wisdom teeth, because they don't want to tell you that you're being poisoned by so many ways that your body is not fully maturing. So many people have underbites, overbites, and undeveloped jaw, and it's not growing to full maturity so that those teeth that were designated to fill in have the right space. The good news is that your bones in your face continue to grow, just like your ears and your nose. If you notice that old people tend to have very big jaws and noses and ears because certain things on them continues to grow. Your long bones don't grow no more. They're fused. Once you end your puberty, all that's not growing no more. But your hands and other things can still grow, but you have to maintain consistent, proper nutrition. Because I know a lot of people, they make a lot of money of making it kind of assuming that it's necessary that people just get their wisdom teeth taken out. What's going on, Kyoko? Welcome. Because I know, look at how much it costs to get your wisdom teeth. The insurance usually don't cover the majority of these things. So if it's such a necessity, why don't most insurance even cover it? Because they want to create this. It's all about crippling you. They need you not to do too well so that you depend on these institutionalized people who distort your view of your body. They interpret things through their institutional narratives so that you will never understand that your body is designed to function and heal in response to how you treat it, your lifestyle, your nutrition, your diet, and all that. So I wanted to give that overlying thing. Like I said, there's a holistic view to your health. If you're having teeth problem, you need to look at your entire body. So we got the biofilms that result in the mouth, the candida. If you have some issues with a cavity that's left, abscess, is leaking out decaying material or pus. And the reason that that's an issue is because your saliva is a filtrate of your blood. So your salivary gland channels your blood flows through that saliva gland, and a filtrate of your blood is in your mouth and vice versa. This is why you can absorb certain, if you go to a doctor, they'll put something under your tongue and you can absorb that in your bloodstream. So if you have any dental issues, you could be leaking mold and fungus and decay into your systems. And that's another issue. But let's talk about the candida. So a lot of people have candida from poor diet, refined sugars, infections that have been left to just run amok for whatever reasons, preservative toxins, all kinds of things in the environment, in the food, the injections that you were given during birth cause these sporadic infections. And if you don't have a proper diet and a proper understanding of what natural remedies out there can deal with these infections without side effects, they will stay there because the doctor just wants to deal with the symptoms. The infections can persist in your body for years until they grow into systemic issues. You don't want that. You don't want to turn a minor infection in your body into a heart problem, a brain problem, a lung problem, or something like that. And then you start having these psychopaths want to tear your organs out your body and then put you on a donor list. You do not want to be in that position. Yeah, they suppress this. Let me tell you, Rockefeller, the person who created the whole medical institution, there was a concerted effort to suppress natural remedies. If you notice, I remember when the internet first came out, and I remember before there was ever a thing of internet, you had an abundance of books and literature that literally told you how to heal your body naturally. If you notice now, it's hard to find those literature. They're making sure they're not available. The internet is being scrubbed. Google will not give you a lot of natural options. And since the scandemic happened, it's accelerated. So you're not going to be able to search. Yes, there's some naturopathic, holistic people out there who still putting this information at great risk to their platforms, because if you don't speak right and you don't use your wording correctly, I have to say, look, I'm not a medical professional. This is not medical advice. Consult your naturopathic, holistic professional. This is for educational and informational purposes only. I have to say these things, fair use and all that good stuff, because this is the nature of the world. We know that they don't want you to think. They don't want you to have awareness that your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, that there are things in nature that are not expensive, that are readily available, that you can begin your process of healing and reclaiming your health today. But how many of these so-called professionals and experts will be out of business if they didn't have a steady flow of sick people who have symptoms that they go to these institutionalized, government institutionalized people to interpret your symptoms. Whatever, when people go to medical school or dental school, orthodontic education, they're being told with this Rockefeller doctrine that only uses drugs, surgeries, things that actually deal with symptoms, but create way worse adverse effects and side effects. Many people have had issues having their wisdom teeth removed, with their jaw being out of balance. Latent infections. It's like when they want to remove your tonsils, they want to remove this, they want to remove all these things that are designed to, as a filter for bad things in your body, catches mucus, anything that your body needs to catch before it gets to your vital organs. All of these glands, your lymph system, all of that can absorb those things to help the body process them in a safe way, instead of you just going into toxic shock. So your gut health, very important. And it's so many things that are destroying gut health. That this modern diet that many people have, they have low stomach acid. A lot of people have heartburn, acid reflux. That will destroy your teeth as well. And the cause of heartburn, acid reflux is actually low stomach acid. Your pyloric valve in your stomach only closes in the presence of strong stomach acid. Think about this. When food is going down your esophagus, it opens. And when your stomach receives food, it produces your hydrochloric acid and pepsin to break down that food, right? But if your stomach acid remains low when you're eating, so the valve has to stay open so the food can go down, but your stomach acid doesn't build to respond, so the valve stays open like there's not food in your stomach. Undigested food turns into leaky gut, SIBO, overgrowth of bad microbes in your body that allow protein to leak into your body, inflammation, and then that food in your system, since it's not being broken down, it sits and rots, it putrefies, it ferments in your belly, giving you all this gas, causing all of this waste to have all kinds of byproduct as it sits in the system. It's not processed and then removed as waste. You got to understand, food comes in your system, it needs to be processed, broken down, assimilated, and removed quickly. The longer that process takes, the more it putrefies and it rots, and it creates inflammation and systemic issues in the body. Your gastrointestinal tract is a closed system. From when food goes to your mouth to it goes out of your behind, that's a closed system. It's only absorbed through these villi in your intestines. But that's a whole process that still is a barrier between the inside of your body. So if you have rot anywhere in that system, it can affect your mouth. A lot of people have bad breath. Even though they brush their teeth, they use mouthwash because of their gut or their colon. It's a closed system. You need to cleanse, detox, and allow to heal. And there's a lot of things you can do to heal your gut. You can fast. You can You can do bone broth. You can do ginger, licorice root. Um, it's a lot of things you can use that help heal the gut, especially if you have an ulcer. You need to deal with that, and there are things you can do. Glutamine may help you. It's an amino acid, the most abundant, helps with gut health. And trust me, I had to use a lot of these things. I was born with issues in my gut that were exacerbated by being born during my generation where they just injected babies with unknown substances like the rest of us that basically shut down our body's healing and detox systems so that the after effects of those things can be interpreted as these non-existent illnesses that will always require drugs and routine treatments and more injections. So they set you on this process of a lifetime of treatment that doesn't heal. It actually negates the body's natural healing defenses. Yeah, they love taking your tonsils out, Tanya, child of God. They do that. And they're going to, any kind of problem, they're looking for anything. And I've seen people with swollen tonsils, they have little procedures that not only are there natural things you can take, you can literally just take a depression stick and squeeze those things and literally you can spit it out. It'll just come out of those glands. Your body is very smart. It just needs a little help during extreme circumstances. But if you eat well and you understand natural remedies that God has provided for us, a lot of these things just happen on their own. We just need to get out of the way. We don't need to go. We're so desperate and afraid that we go to these people trusting them, not realizing that they're sabotaging your body's ability to heal itself. Let's talk about nutritional deficiencies, all right? You got mineral deficiencies. Most people don't realize that these processed foods are removing minerals. Magnesium, phosphorus, calcium are being leached out of your body when you eat processed foods. Because those things, bad things, require good things out of your body to remove them. So the more garbage you put in your body, the more your body is going to burn through its nutritional reserves to help push that toxic stuff out. And so that's less minerals and nutrients to build bones and teeth. Most people are not eating enough magnesium. Magnesium is part of the chlorophyll of the green of plants. So every time you see something green, it's probably chlorophyll, which is magnesium rich. You got to eat your greens, not just for the fiber, but for those minerals. And yeah, take food grade supplements. I don't take any petroleum based fake supplements. Food grade only. Get it from a food source if you can't eat the food enough. And depending on your gut, heal your gut first. And then, even if you eat the right food, you can assimilate and break down the nutrients. A lot of people have bad guts, so they eat these foods rich in these nutrients, but because their gut is messed up, they can't absorb it and they can't break it down, so it's a waste. So their body, because of the gut issues that are not healing, is being robbed of all the nutrients. Even if you take supplements, if you don't heal your gut, if your stomach acid is not strong enough, you're not going to absorb none of that. And these professionals are only going to give you very bad type of forms of these minerals that your body won't use and cause toxicity that they're going to give you another drug to deal with. And then your body, a lot of people's body is losing calcium because their pH is acidic. We're not talking about stomach acid. That has to be pH. I mean, that has to be acidic. But your blood should not be acidic. It should be slightly alkaline, right? But when your blood is constantly acidic, guess what your body does because it's so smart? It's going to leach calcium from your bones and your teeth to bring down your pH. So all these processed foods, all this high sugar is creating an acidic environment in your body. Your body is going to continually leach out the very nutrients that keep your teeth strong and protect them. So if you're wondering why, because let me tell you, most commercial toothpaste is bad. Sodium lauryl sulfate is a detergent that basically scrapes off your enamel to use it to clean porcelain. Um, Fluoride, I think we already know what that does. It just destroys the whole body, the system, the nervous system, the muscles, the heart, the brain, all that stuff. And then most people are not getting vitamin C complex. I'm not talking about ascorbic acid. I'm talking about rose hips, that I don't know how to say it, but the other one, the food grade forms, camu berry powder gets a food grade. Eat citrus, uh, your peppers are high in vitamin C. Certain vegetables are high in vitamin C. You got to get enough real vitamin C. Get food sources. Real vitamin C is amazing for the body. It helps the body to maintain collagen, and collagen goes into all kinds of things with the teeth. Helps you utilize the protein properly. um, a lot of things with that. And then it heals your gums. If you have bleeding gums, you could be short on your vitamin C, and your blood vessels are very fragile and they're easily broken because you lack food grade vitamin C. So find yourself food grade sources of vitamin C if you have bleeding gums. It'll help you use up and get some collagen in your diet. That's what cell regenerations. Um, Also, foods, you need to eat foods with fat soluble vitamins. Your healthy fats have all the vitamins, your vitamin K, D, um, A, all of those helps your body and with your teeth. So if you're not eating enough healthy fat and foods with a good healthy fat in it, then you're going to miss out on a lot of fat soluble vitamins. And you need fat to break down those vitamins, to absorb them. You have excess sugar, causes your body to leach minerals. When you eat a lot of sugar, it causes you to urinate a lot. And every time your body urinates, it's removing electrolytes from the system along with the water. So if you're excessively urinating because your body's trying to keep your blood sugars low, you're not going to hold on to many nutrients that are necessary to keep your teeth healthy. Um, and then you have gum health. Gums are very important. Your gums help your teeth stay in place so that they can be firmly implanted in the bone. A lot of people have bad gums. Yeah, they call it gingivitis and periodontist disease and all of that stuff. But a lot of people's gums are inflamed, and they're focused on the teeth, but not the gums. When you brush your teeth, brush angling the toothbrush to get slightly, just very so slightly below the gum line. That's where a lot of the issues are. Most people know how to get clean the teeth they can see, but they neglect the areas right where the gum line is. Focus on those areas and then get the rest that you always get. Because right at the gum line is where you're going to have the most issue to cause the most problems in your teeth. And again, your diet, I went and bought, there's a certain type of floss you buy. Don't get that string floss. Get the kind that's like it kind of inflates a little and it kind of expands when you put it between your teeth. That floss actually works. Don't just get the cheapest floss. Do your research. Understand the type of fabric that you're putting in your gums. Make sure it's not toxic or coated with some kind of toxic substance. A lot of stuff is. This is why you have to think naturopathic and holistic in everything. I bought the whole kit where you got the little scraper and pick. I do it myself because I noticed that if you go to the dentist to have your teeth cleaned, they're going to do too much because they're just looking at stuff that that the proper diet can remove. If you take enough vitamin D3, vitamin K2, magnesium, it will remove a lot of that calcified tartar that they will call calculus. But to scrape off the enamel of your tooth to get to it can be a problem. And of course, I'm gonna get to natural toothpaste and many other things that you can use. I also do oil pulling. I use coconut oil, get unrefined, extra virgin, cold press coconut oil. I mean, get a good quality. Some coconut oils, like some olive oils, are garbage. They put a whole bunch of fake oils in there and they sell it as coconut oil. You have to get the right stuff. Know your companies, know your brands. Don't just assume something is what it is because you see it on the label. Do your research. This whole world is out to scam you and deceive you. I usually add some clove oil, thyme oil. Sometimes I even put some nascent iodine in it and I swish it around. I have done it. I've had extreme cases where I've done it for an hour or more. Most people can't do that. You either because your saliva builds up and your jaw muscles get tired. But I was determined. When I get determined, I do what I need to do. Because I know how important it is when those situations, those extenuating circumstances I was in, I had to do it because I didn't want to have the worst case scenario happen to me. So also, usually when I do oil pulling, spit it in the trash, not in your sink. It will clog your pipes. Put it in the trash in a paper towel. And then do a water rinse. I use salt water. Of course, I use a high quality sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, and some baking soda, maybe a cap or two of 3% food grade hydrogen peroxide. I use food grade hydrogen peroxide, clove oil, and I use that as a rinse. You can also put peppermint oil in there. Rinse it. You can kind of do it. You can feel it unlodging a lot of stuff that you just can't get out. It helps to maintain a good environment for your enamel to remineralize. Most people don't realize that your enamel remineralizes. Of course, your dentist is not going to tell you that because their business is about removing your enamel. So every time you see them, that they can tell you you have these cavities. They keep popping up. We need to do some fillings. We need to put a cap, a crown. We need to do root canals. That's what they want to tell you. And let me tell you, when they say root canals, not only are they going to put a dead tooth in your body and cut off its blood supply, they're going to probably want to, and then if they remove a tooth and put an implant in your mouth, they're going to want to put some cadaver bone in there. They're going to say your bone is gone. We need to put a cadaver, a dead person's bone cells in your mouth. Never. And then they want to put a fake screw and fake tooth in your mouth and think that it's not going to attract mold, candida, and issues in the body. And it costs a lot of money, by the way. Can't forget that part. What's going on? Get this work. Peace and blessings. Everybody hates Raymond. What's going on? Suspicious observer. What's going on? When you get a chance, could you go a little bit more in depth in how to clean and heal your gut? Sure. We can do it. That's a whole different thing, man. It took me years through trial and error and doing my own research, learning about my own body to understand, because everybody's gut circumstances are very unique. So first you have to understand, you have to talk to a bunch of people who are naturopathic, do your own research, and then seek to understand your own unique circumstances. What works for somebody else may not work the same way because we have different spectrums and different variety of issues. My diet may be more, the way I destroy my body is different from the way somebody else destroyed theirs. So you have to deal with it and you have to adapt your knowledge to your unique situation. Best way to say it. What's going on, Tana Rich? Yeah, I was going to bring up the bentonite clay. I have that written down along. Bentonite clay is good. You can actually ingest some of that to scrub your gut real good, but you can also put calcium carbonate powder, bentonite clay, baking soda. You can make your little tooth powders and help to mineralize your teeth. But, some people might use calcium citrate, whatever. But just do your research. That's very important. What's going on, LA? What's going on, G? Laro, what's going on? G Laro, what's going on? AJ Blunt, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on, AL? He says grass-fed milk has helped me feel a lot better. For those who are dairy tolerant, grass-fed butter, grass-fed raw milk, usually I would suggest you go to a farm that anytime you're getting something raw, you need to know the people. You need to know exactly how they raise their animals, what they feed their animals, what they do, because if you don't, putting something raw in your body could turn out worse. So if it's from a people who understand how to, you know, bring in, do their livestock and grow food, and they do it without all of the, deceptions and the processing, then you're good. Because remember, they're getting rid of the old ways. They're trying to make everything this corporate farming, and even when you go to a store and they say raw milk, it's not going to be if you got it from a local family owned farm that you can trust. But I'm not saying that all brands. Some people might have good brands. I don't know. I personally can't do no dairy, and that sucks for me because I hear a lot of good things about grass fed butter, and it's just I can't do it. And maybe eventually, as I continue to go on my journey, I can, because a lot of these so-called allergies tend to disappear as you continue to heal the body. Yeah, food grade, 3% hydrogen peroxide. What's going on, Paul? Definitely has worked. I definitely have some. You need to stock up on. I stock up on Red Mill baking soda. Get it, stock up on that. It's not that expensive, but you can use baking soda for a variety of things, from cleaning your teeth to cleaning your clothes, cleaning the house with vinegar. Get some organic vinegar, uh, white vinegar. Clean your house, chemical free. They put a lot of uh, for forever chemicals and all kinds of toxic substances in all these cleaning materials. So you want to keep it basic. The most extreme I might do is bleach, because I just grew up. Bleach is it's not, it still has its toxic issues, but it's just one of those things that some things to me are bleach issues, particularly like even with mildew and mold, you can use vinegar. But after I hit it with some vinegar, I usually hit it with some bleach to give it that extra clean. That's just me. Everybody do what works for you. I appreciate that, Tunnel Rich. I'm doing my best to, yeah, chewing gum. Get a natural chewing gum, one that's sweetened with xylitol. Xylitol is a good thing for your tooth. There's certain gums that you can do that are good, but for the most part, chewing gum has a lot of bad stuff in it. And so unless it's sweetened with xylitol, I wouldn't do it, just because. Um, Anything you're consistently doing and it has something toxic, it's just a matter of time before it causes a problem. Um, let me go down a little bit. I appreciate you all. If you like this information, please hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Um, and everything. Give me 1 second. All right. So let me go back to where we are. All right. Make sure we still on the screen here. Good. We're still here. So, yeah, teeth remineralization. A lot of people don't realize, unless you have a gaping, even let me tell you, even if you have a gaping hole, a gaping big cavity, there's an extent that you can still remineralize your tooth in a natural way that your body will protect it and fill it in. Now, the extent of it filling in depends on a lot of issues, a lot of variables, but you'd be surprised what the body can do when it's in a healthy state. The problem is most people never achieve a truly healthy state because they're too dependent on big pharma, which is diametrically opposed to you ever being in a state of vitality where you see self healing and regeneration in the body. They don't want that. They're not going to promote that. They're not going to tell you about that because it's bad for business. It's bad for their view of public health, so they can create these scandemics and deceive and control people. We already know how that goes. So let's go to vitamin D3. Please, I know they're dimming the sun, they're spraying whatever in the air. We understand that, but sun is still vital. Even if you have to move, go out to a beach every once in a while, get the best quality sunlight that you can. Just make time, travel, do whatever you do to go get some decent sunlight. That's one thing they know is vital, and they're doing everything to try to remove the spectrum of sunlight that actually helps the body heal. Now, you can supplement with vitamin D3, but that should be with sunlight. And I know people say, well, the quality of sunlight is, we got to do whatever we can and the best we can. But I will tell you, personally speaking for myself, the more I go out in sunlight, it enhances everything I do. And then when you get that sunlight and that vitamin D3, get vitamin K2. Now, if you eat a lot of grass-fed butter or fermented foods or something, you probably already get it. If you eat eggs, a lot of them, you probably already get it. But if you have really bad teeth issues, you might want to up your vitamin D3 with your vitamin K2. And let me tell you why. Vitamin D3, what it does is it takes the calcium, you know, from, that you ingest, and it takes it out of the tissues and allows it to go in the blood where it can go to where it needs. A vitamin K2 actually helps that calcium in the blood go directly to the bones and teeth. So what happens if the calcium, the calcium stays in your blood because you took vitamin D3, but you didn't take vitamin K2? Well, or you didn't get enough from your diet. Well, what can happen is, since that calcium stays in your blood, it could harden your arteries. And we know that when your arteries get stiff, blood can't dilate, it can't flow naturally. So you can increase your risk of stroke, heart attack, blood clots, you name it, high blood pressure, whatever. Your artery walls should be very flexible. But if calcium builds up in there, it causes issue. If it stays in your blood, it could go back to your tissues and cause fibroids, cystic breast in women, some kind of fibrosis in men. You want calcium in your bones, and you want it in your teeth, and you want a healthy balance in your blood, because a healthy balance in your blood does play a role with the heart and the electrolyte balance, but not a lot. You don't want a lot in your blood. Too much can actually mess with your heart. That's why they tell you not to take calcium supplements. And if you do, if you happen to be truly low on calcium, most people are not. It's not absorbing in the right areas. But if you're truly low on calcium, they have this natural food grade form with magnesium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2, so that it makes sure that that calcium goes to your bones and your teeth and doesn't go anywhere else. Because if it goes anywhere else, it'll calcify the wrong places. You don't want that. Anything that's hardening your joints, a lot of people have stiffening of the joints because that calcium is not going into their bones. It's not going to their teeth. It's going into their joints because they're not eating enough fats to gain that vitamin K2 that shuttles it out of their tissues and joints and into their bones and teeth. And so when you start making sure your minerals, your nutrition is on point, and that you're absorbing and assimilating these nutrients properly, then you will start to see the effects that these things have in your body. So get collagen. Enough good quality protein is very key with your teeth. I will tell you personally, when I incorporate eating a lot of pasture-raised organic eggs that I know are good quality, my teeth, I don't have teeth issues. My teeth heal. They look great. It's amazing that just having good quality protein does that for me. So I do what works for me. My body loves eggs. I enjoy them. I can eat 6 a day, easy. Vitamin C, like I said, vitamin C complex. Get away from this ascorbic acid. That's like drinking vinegar by itself. It'll acidify your stomach acid, but you're not getting none of that antioxidant cell regeneration from true food grade vitamin C. So make sure you're getting the right kind. And omega-3 fatty acids help to reduce inflammation. Okay, let's talk about this homemade toothpaste. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I do. Mine is very simple. Now, I don't use bentonite clay, but you can add that. I just take baking soda, like I said, red mill, aluminum-free baking soda. Don't make sure you get good quality. They put a lot of fillers in the cheap stuff. That Arm & Hammer, I don't use. You might use that for my tub, but I'm not using that for my teeth. I get a brand with no fillers, no aluminum in it. They put enough aluminum in the air. You don't need more in your body. It's a heavy metal. A good quality coconut oil. Clove oil is, you need to have this stuff on. If you ever have a toothache and you want to stop the pain, clove oil has eugenol. You can get natural cloves, ground them into powder, put them in some coconut oil, and put them directly on the infected area or the issue of your tooth and your gum. It will help to heal. It's an analgesic, whatever, the thing that takes away pain. Um, what else? Oh yeah, if you want to get rid of biofilms from candida, grapefruit seed extract, oregano oil, um, nattokinase, um, those are good things. It's a couple of things. Oil pulling it will help you get some of that candida out, but you got to break down those biofilms. And for me, I don't take it a lot because I tend not to put myself in supplement dependency. You just do them here and there because even supplements can burden your liver and tax out your kidneys. So you want to make sure you get the bulk of everything you're doing from food sources. Supplements are for those rare circumstances where your body has a certain high demand of a certain nutrients, or you're just not getting it from the food. But if you can make sure you eat food, because your body is designed for foods, and even certain herbs are great. Milk thistle, all this stuff. I have it all. But even that, I want to give my body time to recover and rest, just like I do from food. I go intermittent fasting. I do prolonged fasting for my spiritual needs in Christ, but also just it benefits all of you. You quell the flesh down, you think clearer, you make better decisions, you live a better life, you have a good, clear mind, sound mind to make the right choices. You're not a slave to your nature, so you're not moved by worry, anxiety to eat the wrong foods for emotional comfort or anything like that. You have to deal with those issues as well. That has to do a lot with why people eat the wrong foods, because they have spiritual emptiness. Um, what else? Okay, homemade toothpaste, clove oil, organic tea tree oil, peppermint oil, thyme oil, bentonite clay, activated charcoal. Figure out what works for you. I'm not saying you have to use all these things. You can keep it simple. Most people just use 4 ingredients. You can add Ceylon cinnamon as well. You have 2 types of cinnamon. Cassia is the one that can mess with your liver. It really doesn't have no medicinal properties, but Ceylon, Ceylon, is the cinnamon from Sri Lanka, the one with the the benefits, the one that helps lower your blood sugars and has anti-inflammatory characteristics. I only buy Ceylon. It can be pricey, but it's worth it. Um, yeah, slow down on your coffee and your teas. Definitely a tea drinker, and I drink coffee, but too much can leach minerals. They're chelating the minerals out of your system. So all things in moderation. You can have your cup of coffee a day. Just every once in a while, just take a break, switch, do something less. And caffeine also can burn out your adrenals, uh, help you make sure your body burns through your nutrients fast. So take a break from caffeine. There's natural sources of energy. The number one way to be energetic is to drink water. The more toxins you flush out your body on a consistent basis, the more energy your body will have to free up. Dealing with toxins in the body is draining the body and redirecting all that energy to keep you alive. Um, when you have real serious teeth issues, now you don't have to brush after every meal once you have gotten yourself to eating the right foods. Because if you eat certain fruits and vegetables, they clean the teeth naturally. Is when you really eat processed foods or foods that have a lot of stuff in them that you need to brush your teeth. Because when you have an active tooth issue, you need to brush after every meal, floss, get the little pick, scrape your gum line, because you need to make sure you have a healthy environment for your teeth and gums to heal. Food getting caught in a hole in your teeth or irritating a gum or an abscess will just cause that bad microbiome in there to just get worse. So staying hydrated definitely helps this. This is something that a lot of people don't know. Avoid phytic acid, right? So phytic acid is something you get from grains, nuts, and seeds that are not soaked or sprouted, right? So I'm not saying that these things are bad, but you need, when you eating your oatmeal, get sprouted oatmeal, soaked seeds and nuts. Okay, you need to soak them so that they sprout. Gets rid of phytic acid. Phytic acid blocks vitamins and nutrients. We're not cows. We don't have four-chambered stomachs. Okay, so these things are going to bind up and block a lot of nutrients that you're eating at night, and they're going to be render them useless. So sprouted oats, fermented foods, generally helpful to the microbiome, the probiotic nature of the body. Um, get enough prebiotic fiber, soluble and unsoluble fiber, because you want to feed the right microbes in your body, but also scrub your guts clean. Remember, it's a closed system from your mouth to your behind. You need to make sure it's clean. If you have putrefaction and rotten food in your gut, it's only a matter of time before it infects the rest of you. If you're gonna, personally, I will never get a root canal another day in my life. I don't care what happens to me. The whole concept of root canal doesn't fit well with me. I don't want to put something in my mouth that's dead, that my blood supply cannot help heal. I don't care what kind of technology you have. Your tooth has little canals that are like small. There's no way they can get all the bacteria out. It's going to proliferate. It's going to get into your bone. It's going to be there. It's going to cause systematic issues. It's only a matter of time. Now, if you got a root canal, you not have no problem. I'm not telling you to run, go take it out. I'm telling you to just make sure that your oral and dental health is on point. You're cleaning, you're eating the right foods, and you may be okay. But if you notice that you have some systematic issues, you've done the checklist, you've eliminated through trial and error a lot of things, and you just don't know what's causing your symptoms, but you notice that your tooth aches every now and again, that you have issues with your tooth, your root canal tooth every now and again, then it's causing problems. When they pulled off that root canal tooth, the dentist showed me the infection that was on the bottom of the root. It was disgusting. And just think that was just sitting in my body with no blood supply to remove, and just growing and getting to my bone. I had slight bone loss where I had to just up my nutrition, take a lot of bone broth. When I tell you, I went through a lot of bone broth. I'm ashamed to tell you how much bone broth I drunk, but I probably spent maybe $500 on bone broth, just consuming it to make sure that I'm helping my body remineralize the area. And trust me, I have very strong bones. That he said I have some of the strongest bones he's ever seen. This man, and that's why I'm just not made to have teeth removed. That process, this man almost gave himself a heart attack trying to pull a tooth out of my mouth. He's never seen, like, he was a dentist for I think more than 30 years, 35 years or more. He's never seen somebody with bones as strong as mine. And let me tell you, it was hard. It took a long time. He could not rush it. It was ridiculous. And I still felt it, even though he put anesthesia, because my roots are so deep. The nerve of when he pulled the tooth out, the nerve was exposed. And he called me to make sure I was okay. I do not want to go through that. I'm not made for my teeth to be removed. God has given me some very strong teeth. They need to stay in my mouth. So I take my health and nutrition very seriously. I will not eat another piece of garbage another day in my life if it comes to that. Luckily, I like chocolate chip cookies. I make my own. I'll make them from scratch. I get this brand from Mom's Organic or Whole Foods called Miss Jones. It has natural ingredients. The cookies taste good. I still have my cheap foods that are healthy, but they have to be healthy with no chemicals and preservatives. I had to cut out a lot of stuff that I like for the sake of me continuing my journey. That takes discipline. It only comes from my faith in Christ. Yeah, same with you, Shawana. Yeah, that means we have to keep our teeth in there. And let me tell you, nobody wants to walk around with missing teeth. Now, if that's the hand that God gave me, I would just deal with it. But because God has given me a sound mind and has given me a mind of accountability and responsibility, I can do a lot to prevent that outside of being in an accident. And God forbid, and I pray every time I leave the house and while I'm in the house that I'm safe. But nobody wants to walk around toothless unless. And if you do, they have, you know what old people used to do? to get the dentures you put in your mouth and you take out at night. You put them in when you're around people where you don't want your teeth showing, then you take them out. Now, even those, you have to keep them clean. Very much putting anything in your mouth could upset the balance of your mouth. So find ways to keep those clean, just like you would your own teeth. I know a lot of people have issue with crowding in teeth, teeth too close together. Look, braces cost a lot of money. If you can do that, find the most naturopathic way to do it, because that can cause issue. But also just focus on your diet more than anything. You'll be surprised. Your jaw can still grow. If you're not having no issues, it's not really causing you too much problem. You'd be surprised with a lifestyle change, taking care of yourself will do in your body. And then you'll know if you need to do it. If you're still young, I mean, like, I'm definitely not young, but if you're still young, braces are better done, or Invisalign or whatever you want to get is better done when you're young, because your systems are still very energetic to recover a lot of things. But the older you get, the more difficult and risky things become. So I focus on the way God designed me, is to eat, control my lifestyle environment as best I can, and it's working out for me. I'm in my 40s, but I'm getting more vitality than I've ever had. My energy levels are not going down. My strength levels are not going down, and God willing, they never will. I mean, of course, as you get older, you just naturally break down, but it doesn't have to be like that. I remember growing up, some people in my family were farmers. They had the strongest forearms and handshakes. They weren't weak when they died. They died working. They had plenty of energy. They're out there wrangling pigs and tilling the ground until they literally die. So don't let people, normalize this aging into weakness narrative. That's because they're poisoning you and they're deflecting that off to these treatments they're trying to sell. Yeah, and the TMJ joint issues, people who grind their teeth. I was an avid grinder, and when I fixed the tooth issues I had, a lot of the grinding went away. Also, if you're low on your B vitamins, get food sourced B vitamins, will help your nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, relax. If you have worry, trauma, stress, work as best you can within your prayer life to mitigate that as much as possible. It's a process. It takes growth. But yeah, grinding your teeth can cause problems too, cracked teeth, all that. So you might want to work on that as well. But getting your nutrition together will help all of those things, neuromuscular things. So focus on that. Yeah, Cynthia Ava, that's the thing. Yeah, they say you're losing bone. But here's the issue. Anytime you have missing teeth, forget what they're saying. Focus on your nutrition, your vitamins, and your minerals, and make sure they're food sourced. Focus on eating the right foods. I guarantee you will start regrowing and regenerating bone. Think about this. Do you know that when you break your leg and they set your leg, they set it in a way that the bone refills in. So if your bones can break and then new bone can grow, then why aren't they telling you the same thing about your teeth? People had serious breaks. I mean, shattered bones, right? Where they literally had a gap between the long bone in their leg or arm. Do you know that your body, if it has proper nutrition, will create new bone in between that space? So if you can have that level of bone regeneration anywhere else in your body, do not let these people convince you that your teeth don't regenerate or remineralize. I mean, your teeth are a type of bone. And I know many people have broken bones. If their narrative for teeth was correct, then everybody who broke a bone, it would stay broke. They would put some filler like they do with your teeth and prevent your actual bone from refusing. And they'll fuse it with some fillers. Put some kind of, I don't know what they put in filling now, but if you have any mercury fillings, amalgamate or whatever they call that stuff, get it out. That stuff is going to leak into your system. If you got any mercury fillings, make your appointment, get that stuff out. Do not wait. It's not going to, as you get older, the toxins in your body take a greater toll on you. So don't let time pass you by. Get that stuff out and get some kind of healthier composite filling. If you have to get another filling, make sure it's a healthy, non-toxic composite filling. Now, focus on healing your teeth naturally if you can, but like I said, there are some extreme situations. They have more natural composite fillings that you can get if you're in an extreme case. Yeah, Joe Potter says his lead, mercury, and aluminum levels were very high. Yeah, take some cilantro, bro. Cilantro is good. Parsley is great. Watercress. Get those toxic heavy metals out. Clean out your blood. Get some beets and some carrots. Get some fruits and blueberries. Blend these things up. And get some. Find a way. Like people who make smoothies and juices, they know how to get some cold pressed juices, pineapple juice, mix it in with the blended stuff. You can make it taste good, and you can get those nutrients in your body. And go out and do your walking. Walking and sweating also helps release toxins from the body. Borax, what's going on, Latina and Cali? Borax, yeah, I heard about borax, and I personally I use boron. Boron is a type of that. I take the supplement boron, which helps detox, but some people believe if you put a small amount in a hot bath along with some baking soda, you can really draw out a lot of toxic nano stuff. I'm not just talking about people who have injected. They're putting this nanotechnology in the air, in the food. Don't be deceived. It's not just in the injections. Everybody needs to detox and create a regimen to get this stuff out. It's everywhere. The people who put it in their blood definitely have a concentrated, way worse situation. But they're putting this stuff everywhere. I put the government U.S. patents out there to show you the aerosol injections in the sky. They're putting those graphene nanoparticles in the air that you breathe. So yeah, it's everywhere. You didn't. Now, granted, they put that hydrogel extra nonsense in those injections, but please avoid those things at all costs. Heal your body naturally, please. Yeah, N-acetylcysteine, NAC, I take it faithfully. It seems to produce a great result in my body. I call it the NAC or NAC, N-acetylcysteine. You can get it from any health store or anything like that. Cynthia Ava just posted that. That's great. It says anhydrous sodium thiosulfate, 1 teaspoon of vitamin C per glass of water, good for detoxing just about anything. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Thank you, Bass Haxer. Navigating through the B system. What's going on? Yeah, NAC is great. So definitely get on that. I appreciate you all joining me. I'm glad that we're finally getting this health channel off to a great start. Yeah, get those beets, man. You can add some apples and carrots and some other juices to your beets. It tastes better if you can't deal with that. But avoid fluoride and sodium lauryl sulfate, processed food. Avoid that. That stuff creates acid on your teeth. It will break down your enamel, and you will have recurring cavities no matter what you do. Stop processed foods. So I'm gonna start doing this more for my health channels where you can see some of this stuff, and I can actually write things. I think this is pretty cool. I personally take black seed oil as well to get rid of mucus. Great stuff. I've been using it for years. It is definitely, I've seen actual changes. So I recommend black seed oil. I take it with raw honey, manuka honey, whatever you have is great. Um, Cut down your sugars, your sugary beverages. You don't need it. I'm telling you, your body's addicted. Fast, do intermittent fasting, drink juice, drink more water with a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. Get your body acclimated to water. You will reduce the craving for sugar. Um, and then you can reward yourself through discipline, a little healthy snack every now and again. But all the chips and snacking, you have to live your life better if you want better outcomes. Don't be afraid to go out, do some moderate exercise. Make sure you do a lot of low impact exercise like walking. And if you're a woman, like, or even if you're a man, jump rope is great. Bike riding is great. Just get out there and be active. People used to do these things. That's why they want you sedentary at a desk or in the house. They want to keep you sedentary. They don't want your blood to flow. They don't want your lymphatic system to remove all of these toxins. Sorry if I can't get everybody's comment. I'm trying to do the best I can to filter through. Any thoughts on wisdom tooth? Yeah, I talked about the wisdom teeth earlier. They're going to tell you that your wisdom teeth, for most people, are impacted. You don't have enough space, but the reason of that is because through injections from birth, drugs, bad diet, your bones in your face have not fully matured. So you have an overbite, underbite, you have not enough space, but I guarantee you they're going to tell you to take them out. But I was told to take them out. I stopped, I didn't do it. And mines are now coming in straight. They came in all kinds of crazy directions. Now because I eat better, I'm hydrated, I'm detoxing. My body my jaw as I get older is making space. And let me tell you, people who've gotten their wisdom teeth taken out have had other issues, suction and bone loss, and a lot of issues, and people still have TMJ joint pain. See, more issues, more symptoms they're going to create so you can come back and be a repeat customer. So just want to let you know. What's going on, Andrew? Yeah, they're using many fillings have all kinds of nanotech and all kinds of stuff in them. You know, and I know in DC and San Francisco, they have been approved for the lab grown meat. And here's my thoughts on that. I was going to do a couple of shorts about those things. When they approve something, they probably been doing it for years. They just want to make it public. So don't think that lab grown meat wasn't already out here. Who knows what McDonald's and all this fast food. This is why you have to get away from fast food. You can't vouch for what they're saying. They're going to say 100% beef. That's a marketing tool. Okay. They lie all the time. People lie all the time. Pfizer according to the Justice Department, had the biggest fraud case in history. People, they're gonna lie all the time. So when they're telling you that fake food is approved, it's already out there. They're just trying to protect themselves now by letting you know publicly. Just like they do the same thing with salmon. Get sockeye, wild caught salmon, wild caught fish. Do not eat anything farm raised. I know it's harder to get good quality foods, but let's support our local farmers. For people who have chickens and raise cattle, let's support them. This is what a network does. This is what a biblical community does. We support people who are doing the work. Your money can be well spent supporting somebody who is creating good quality food. Don't give it to these corrupt corporations and fast food that want you dead but want to make you sick in the process, so big pharma can control you and make a whole lot of money in the process. What's going on, Axiom Descent, Nancy M? Appreciate you all being here. So I'm about to cut this one short. Any questions before we get out of here? Any questions before I close this one out? I appreciate everybody helping me out on this channel. The support has been greatly appreciated, just from you showing up, hitting the like button, participating, the interaction, sharing your thoughts and ideas. I'm learning from you all as well. I'm not promoting myself. up here as some kind of know-it-all. I'm just producing a platform where we can exchange knowledge and ideas, information, create community networks so that we can help ourselves in all ways, mentally, spiritually, physically, in every way. Um, this is what this is about, and I appreciate you all. Sure, you can share a link if they'll let you. Just make sure it's just the link. Um, yeah, just share a link. Just use code words in here, y'all. Y'all know I'm under some crazy special kind of shadow banning. Me and Brother Days, our analytics look like a heartbeat. They're suppressing everything we put out here, and you know what? I expect it, but that's why it just makes me appreciate you being here more. Um, because we really want to wake people up and give them alternatives. We understand that the world is weaponizing apathy, and shout out to Ann One for that term, and weaponizing ignorance, a lack of knowledge, and against people to keep them into cognitive dissonance, to keep them under this mind control of only big government, big pharma, and big tech can help you. And we need to show people the information that's readily available. This is stuff that we live. This is not stuff I'm telling you. This is stuff I'm doing now, and I have been doing for years, and I've seen the results. If you're taking a supplement, you can't see the results you expected from it, stop taking it. You don't need to burden your liver and your kidneys. Whatever you're putting in your body, it should be performing that which you expect from it. If it's a supplement, find food sources. Avoid just swallowing a lot of pills that you don't understand. If you don't know where it's coming from and you just have a whole bunch of chemicals in it, don't take it. You need to be in the know about what you're putting in your body. Don't be afraid to research if you don't know. This is where we at right now. This is where we have to be right now. Yeah, you're right. Everybody hates Raymond. He says, yeah, YouTube wants you to believe that losing half your views in the last couple of months is purely organic. Of course. But I understand. I understand that, unfortunately, a lot of people just rather be entertained. So, you know, they really saturate the social media with socially engineered nonsense where people are aimlessly fighting each other, have less awareness of their own wickedness, their own evil, so that they can actually get out of their own way to actually see clearly, critically think, take control of their lives, and actually see who the real enemy. And the real enemy in life is always us first. It's we're our own enemy first, because we can be compromised by our own wickedness. People have pride, so they just go along with narratives to preserve their pride and identity in the world. People who get an institutionalized education. I know I have a PhD. I'm like, a PhD by what? And who said that information or that doctrine that you learned was right? You could be indoctrinated into lies, which most PhDs are. PhDs is just a term for philosophy. Somebody's giving you their opinion on something that they can't verify as the truth. If you can't live it, if it's not producing results that prove its worth, then it's worthless. What's going on, KA? Thank you, KE, for being here. And thank you, chat. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, generalist versus expert. Exactly. Axiom. Yeah, check out everybody else who has a channel. I appreciate you all. And I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this thing. I'm gonna let the chat run a little bit before I get off, but let me get back to my stream. All right, y'all. Thank you all for being here. As always, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. I might play some music while y'all converse. I like to let it run for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. But peace and blessings. Let's continue to take care of our health, and become knowledgeable about the things that God has made readily available to us. Remember, the world doesn't want you to think, doesn't want you to have awareness that your body heals itself with under the right conditions, right nutrition, and the correct lifestyles. So, on that note, God willing, I will catch you all on the next one. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Peace and blessings. played this song in a long time, y'all, so bear with me. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I'm out.